Hello children, in today's part I would further relate you the story of the necklace. In the previous part you have studied how a sense of pride and ego in Madame Loisel lead her to a disastrous condition that initially she borrowed a necklace from her friend, the Madame Forestier, and finally, while returning from the ball, she lost it on the way somewhere. Now they reached their house, both husband and wife. They left the ball party early in the morning, and when Madame Loisel presented herself before the dressing table and looked at her face, how she is looking, how gorgeous, how beautiful. In order to check that, at that time she discovered that she had completely lost her necklace. Now Mr. Loisel was also very much worried, and he was thinking where it could have been lost. So very soon you can find, children, that all the glory, all the excitement, all the happiness of the party had been removed totally. Now the darkness of the dark sadness have covered their mind, and they all were looking very upset. Mr. Loisel had to go for the office 10 o'clock that morning, but he didn't go there. And firstly he went out to search for the lost necklace again. He kept on the search for a long time, nearly 2 to 3 hours he gave in search of the necklace, and finally he returned empty handed. He reported this matter to the local police station also. He went several places like the cab's office and all those people whom he believed to have seen the necklace on the way, and then finally nothing he could gain in return, and he came empty handed, told each and everything to Madame Loisel. Now Madame Loisel was not able to go to her bed directly. You can imagine she danced the whole previous night, but she could not go to bed due to her restlessness. And thereafter, at the suggestion of Mr. Loisel, Madame Loisel wrote to her friend as he dictated that the clasp of the necklace is broken, is damaged, and now it is under repairing. It will take some time to return to her. In the meantime, they decided, both Madam and Mr. Loisel decided, that they would manage the necklace somehow. So up to here the things goes well, but managing the necklace and to return it to Madame Forestier was a tough thing. They kept on searching the necklace in all the jeweler shop in and around the locality. With great effort, they found the identical necklace at a jeweler's shop, and when they confirmed about the cost of that necklace, it was 40,000 francs. It was not a little amount, and therefore this happened that they started bargaining with the jeweler that if the cost could be minimized. So finally the entire matter was settled with 36,000 francs. Mr. Loisel had only 18,000 francs if he take out all his savings and give it for the necklace to the sailors. Still 18,000 francs needed more. So they have to borrow the money. 18,000 francs they have to borrow from the money lender. They went to the money lender and promised him that they would return the money anyhow, and somehow they purchased that necklace from the jeweler's shop. Taking that necklace, Madame Loisel went to the house of Madame Forestier and returned it. Then, without opening the box, Madame Forestier did not open the box. She didn't see that necklace. Madame Forestier took that jewelry box from Madame Loisel and put it inside the locker. Thereafter, a life of challenge began for both Madame and Mr. Loisel. They both have to go for work to earn money because they have to pay the interest along with the principal amount to the money lender. And already you are familiar with the fact that Mr. Loisel has very little income. He was a low paid clerk in the office. Now, Madame Loisel decided that anyhow she would accept the challenge, she would work in the others' houses and she would earn the money. No matter how low, how mean, how petty the work is, but she will go to overcome this disastrous situation. Then finally, she began the work of washing the dishes, washing the clothes and putting them in the line to dry, and all the mean type of job, petty jobs she started, and just for the sake of money, because money was everything for them. Now they had to pay the loan they had borrowed for the payment of necklace. Mr. Loisel also started extra working. Out of the office hours, he could be seen, he started managing the account of some shopkeeper, and so in this way they both continued their life of struggle. So who is responsible for this? No doubt Madame Loisel was responsible for this. Had she not borrowed the necklace from her friend, then perhaps she was not have been trapped in this kind of situation. So this is the thing that the story writer wants to highlight here. If a right decision was taken at that time, then the kind of life both husband and wife were leading had not been possible. Then it happened that Madame Loisel spent 10 years of her life. It took them 10 years time to pay for the lost necklace, and when the entire amount was paid, till then 10 years passed. You can imagine, children, what would have happened in these 10 years. Madame Loisel had lost her charm and beauty, and she was no longer looking a pretty woman. Her skin was sunburnt and her hairs were not tidy. So overall you can say that every attraction in Madame Loisel had gone. She had sacrificed that in the name of making money to pay for the loan. And now the story takes a new turn. One evening, Madame Loisel was returning from the work. As she could not be easily identified by others, that once she used to be a very pretty and beautiful woman. Suddenly when she was passing through a park, she had seen a lady with a small child, and they crossed each other. But very soon Madame Loisel thought that she had met this lady earlier. She stopped, turned back and found that, and she called the woman who has just crossed her with a child and a small child, and then this happened that she called her by name. It was Madame Forestier. Now Madame Forestier, when looked at Madame Loisel, she asked about her welfare. She was quite surprised looking at the condition of Madame Loisel, and at that time, while discussing about when Madame Forestier asked Madame Loisel how she came to that condition, then she explained that in order to pay for the loan for the purchase of the necklace that she had returned her after the ball party, at that time she had taken the loan, and she had spent her 10 years of her life just for the repayment of that loan. Then Madame Forestier suddenly got surprised, and she revealed her the mystery, and that was that she unfolded before her that the necklace was not the real diamond. It was artificial diamond necklace. And then here the irony of the entire story is told to you. That is, Madame Loisel was quite, you can say, embarrassed, surprised. She had never expected that just for the sake of an artificial necklace, she would have to waste 10 years, 10 important years of her life. And really, this was something shocking to her. So this is how finally the story comes to an end, and the irony is revealed that just for the sake of showing others, once Madame Loisel took a wrong decision. Had she listened to the words of her husband that she should go to the ball party in the ordinary jewelry, then perhaps she would not have to spend so she would not have to waste, I should say, so many years, important years of her life. So that was the thing that happened in this story. So here the story comes to an end, and the readers are also aware of that the necklace was not the pure diamond, they were the artificial diamond. So what message goes to you children now? The message goes to you that you should never involve in any kind of false show, or just to make others feel that you are very rich. You should live within your means. That is, whatever you have, you should be contented with that. You should never go for more and more. Thank you children. Have a nice day.